welcome back to the Just Sawdust workshop. In the last video I made this, well, you could call it a 3-string diddly bow, but it isn't. It's just a tin can 3-string with 2 necks, and I'm gonna make a case for it. Well, at least I'm gonna try. And this time I want to experiment with something that I have thought about a long time. I'm going to make this case from the inside out. What I mean by that, well, that will become clear in this video. But first I had to make the contours of the case and had to make some rings, some little strips. And because it's such nice weather here, well, some would call it a bit hot, 40 degrees. I worked outside for the most time when it comes to making sawdust. Makes it a lot easier to clean it up also. So enjoy this video and let's see whether we can make this case.
Chest, golden locks and silk-lined pride, but rain came dancing through the roof, and his memories swam outside. A photograph, a wedding ring, letters folded soft and thin, all dressed up like Sunday saints. Still the weather wandered in. So build it strong, boys, build it square. Let the glue dry honest there. No diamond handle, no silver lace, just a stubborn little case. Because the world bumps hard enough without your treasures flying free. A cracked guitar still sings the blues, but cracked hearts cost a fee. I've seen fancy bags from city stores, pretty as a wedding cake. One loose stitch and one wet road, and everything inside could break. Now give me wood with scars and knots, corners thick and hinges tight. A box that falls down cellar stairs and still holds on for dear old life. So build it strong, boys, build it plain, like a farmer building for the rain. No peacock leather, no polished show, just a case that knows its job. Because the world steals fast enough, and time already takes its share. If something carries part of you, you'd better guard it somewhere. guitarcase ain't just nails. Some folks carry whole old lives in chipped up rusty pails. And memories are sneaky things. They disappear like smoke. One bad drop upon the floor and something precious broke. So build it strong, boys, build it right. Measure twice by lantern light. Make it ugly if you must, but make it worthy of your trust. Because someday hands will open it long after you are gone, and all the things you couldn't say will still be carried on.
So I use this insulation material, which is 3 centimeters thick. It was left over from things we did in the house. It's easy to cut, easy to saw, easy to file. What didn't work was my 9-volt hot wire cutting little device, which is like, I don't know, maybe 50 years old. It's really vintage. But I put it on 12 volt with a bit of a thicker wire, but it just didn't work. When we had a wire that was not thick enough, it would burn through. And well, I just decided not to experiment any further and use a knife and some files, and that made the shape of the tin can guitar. It gave a lot of mess, but nothing a vacuum cleaner doesn't solve. The upholstery for the inside came from a very stretchable t-shirt that my wife used to wear. But hey, you have to recycle everything, and when you have some stretch fabric, that makes it really easy to get all the contours right, and it worked. I used just normal nails to keep the two parts together. In total there's 4 layers of 3 centimeters. I had the groove made to fit the plywood that would make the base for the outside, and we used some old cloth in an orange kind of color that matches the little tin box guitar.
You should cover what is precious, even if other folks think it's crappy. Build a box, bag, or case to protect that irreplaceable treasure, to keep you happy. No need for Swarovski covered luxury. Plain, simple, and strong will do just fine. No need for Alcantara leather upholstery. It's about strength, not some fancy design. You should cover what is precious, even if other folks think it's crappy. Build a box, bag, or case to protect that irreplaceable treasure, to keep you happy. No need for silk or expensive red velvet. Just make it fit and install some locks. All you want is comfort and safety. So when revealed out of the box, it rocks. You should cover what is precious, even if other folks think it's crappy. Build a box, bag, or case to protect that irreplaceable treasure, keep you happy. You should cover what is precious, even if other folks think it's crappy. Build a box, bag, or case to protect that irreplaceable treasure, to keep you happy.
The plywood was just put in with a few little nails and duct tape, so the whole outside is duct taped together, and so I can't glue anything on the outside. But I just cut some MDF sheet into 12 centimeter high strips, and it remarkably bended very well. Nothing needed to be moisturized or anything or hot. Just take it easy, it will bend in the shape that I wanted it to be, so that worked out really well.
Nail in the timber, wire pulled tight. Moon through the doorway, Saturday night. Bottle for a slide and a heartbeat drum. Funny how the music always finds someone. Mama said, boy, that thing ain't new. I said, maybe not, but it talks real true. 1, 2, 3 strings buzzing like a summer fly. I wouldn't stay quiet no matter how I tried. 1, 2, 3 wires singing through the pine wood grain. A little bit of joy little bit of rain. Didn't come polished, didn't come grand, just a rough cut rhythm made by hand. Yeah, the whole wide world can keep its gold. Give me that crooked note and a story told. That billy bow crying low and slow, like an old back road only locals know. Kids on the porch with their bare feet black, making jukebox lightning from a thumbtack stack. No fancy ballroom, no velvet chair, just dust and the sunlight hanging in the air. Old men laughing through the cigarette haze, talking about the songs from the river days. One chord turning like a wagon wheel, simple enough to make a hard man feel. 1, 2, 3 wires singing through the pine wood grain. A little bit of joy, a little bit of rain. Didn't come polished, didn't come grand, just a rough cut rhythm made by hand. You can hear church sounds in it, you can hear trains pass by, you can hear front porches waiting on rain. You can hear somebody's dreams and desires from cans and boxes and tension wires. Now the whole band gathers round that sound, like they found buried treasure in the ground. Pots and pans shaking up bright bass moans, but that single wire still cuts to the bone. 1, 2, 3 wires, one song still ringing after everybody's gone.
Cutting it in half is the most exciting part and the most nerve-wracking part, because you can only do it once. And I wanted to have a lip that's going over the other part of the case. It worked out in the end, so that was great. So to get a bit of a rigid build, I just didn't use 2 hinges or something. I used a piano hinge, and which is quite big for a little case like this, but it makes it really sturdy.
Whoa, whoa. Some sticks to reclaim. No matter what wood you use, it's all the same. just a piece of wire or guitar strings. And don't forget to use some random things with only one string. You can't go wrong. So go ahead and make yourself a song. Make it raw and bluesy. Everybody's gonna know you got yourself a single chaos diddly bow. You could smoke some cigars and use the box. No matter what, just make sure it rocks. Slide that piece of pipe or bottleneck. Stomp that rhythm feed on your porch deck. With just two strings, you can't go wrong. So go ahead and make yourself a song. Make it raw and bluesy. Everybody's gonna know you got yourself a double chaos diddly bow. Yourself in words and howling notes. The originals don't mind using their quotes. Drumming on a cotton box, rhythm on the go. Make some noise with that triple diddly bow. With only 3 strings, you can't go wrong. So go ahead and make yourself a song. Make it raw and bluesy. Everybody's gonna know you got yourself a triple diddly bow. With only 3 strings, you can't go wrong. Yourself a triple diddly bow.
So this worked out really well with the tin cans on the end and a really fitting interior for this little tin can guitar. Is this case ready? Well, yes and no. You could call it ready if you just put some wax on it or some lacquer, and then it would function just fine. It will protect the instrument. But I think it deserves a bit more. But what I do with that, well, you have to see that in the next video. For now, thanks for watching. At the logo.